Welcome back to Off. This should be the last episode, unless I do my little retrospective, what I think of the game things, but I think I had plenty of time to talk about it in the credits of last episode. Let's take the Ares card. And this time, I'm not going to use those orbs on the batter to buff him up. Because we want him to be weak as possible if we're, going to be fighting against him. Which will make this fight against the queen more difficult, as this is the last point I will be controlling the batter. But hopefully I can get through it with a combination of poison and luck. So, what was I going to say? Maybe we'll see more of the attacks that the queen has, more things she says. I mentioned last part that all of her attacks are her saying things to you. It's just her words could physically harm you and cause status effects. Let's scan her again. Yeah, okay, I don't get anything extra for it. Poison everything first. We don't even know his first name. That's one we didn't see last time. So that's her add-ons buffing herself. I guess we'll go ahead and do damage here. We have metal, plastic, and smoke. We don't have a meat-based attack. I think it's probably that add-ons, if it's poison now, it's probably going to be done very soon. Castle and Queen, no dessert for you. So that was her add-ons healing her. Diminuendo Accord. Poison that one. That's actually, I killed 2 add-ons in a one go there. That was pretty impressive. I'm gravely disappointed. So her words have the ability to put you asleep. Like you're bored by her talking to you. Luckily it was Epsilon, who I no longer need in this fight. Maybe not luckily. Maybe it would be better if the queen killed us. I don't know his first name. That's a really good one. We don't know who that... Well, I'll wait until the end of this battle before I talk about that, actually. Have I not been able to poison her yet? Poison less. No, she's not poisoned. There we go. You've been wrong since the beginning. Oh, we know, Queen. Don't you worry. No, we never should have done this. Never should have played through this game. Never should have attempted. Fool's Mate. Fool's Mate is a chess. She has several chess-named moves. Castling King is you can castle, which is the only thing in chess where it lets you move 2 pieces. You move a rook to where the king is from the start, and you move the king over 1 space. And then Fool's Mate is a chess move where you are checkmated in, I think it's 3 turns. It's the fastest checkmate you can have. Which is interesting because we've played through this entire game, and we've actually completed this fight twice. So she's moved the king, and she's talking about the Fool's Mate, well, not talking about, but her attack's named the Fool's Mate, even though I've made lots of moves. So, perhaps this room, this set of rooms, might have some symbolism to them. Notice they're all red and they have a very particular set of shapes. So this time, I'm not going to take this into my hands. I'm going to let the batter do this. Because I refuse to be a part of his activities anymore. That's me, the player, Transcendence. I refuse to take part in what he's doing here. So, the shape of that room and the upcoming room, and they're all colored red. Maybe they might remind you of organs. Like that last one was maybe a stomach. This room looks kind of like a heart. There's a heart on the wall. Looks like we came up the intestines or something. And into the stomach. And then Hugo here was in the heart. And then, once he's been quote-unquote purified, turns all white. Now this kind of looks like a spine, I think, perhaps? Would make this the skull. And that switch to turn off, perhaps, the brain. Killing a wife and child. Immersed it into nothingness. We're siding with the judge. The choice was pathetically useless, I think, but the right one. So, you may have, before I start this battle, you may have recalled that Sugar, our secret boss, called Batter a terrifying ducky. I think this is what people have been seeing when they see the Batter this entire time. And the little sprite that we've been using has been nothing but poison them. Good job. Put you to sleep. Also, all of the add-ons are gone. They're all like absorbed into him now. Now, I didn't do normally this much damage during the fight when we were fighting him. Which leads to me to believe that he was holding back. He didn't want to use his biggest attacks on his friend. Demanded Crusade ends here. The eternal souvenir of not conducted your sad scheme to its end. No, but I prefer this over your victory. So, this time we still get the same over the rainbow music, but we will have some background images of the judge living on his own in the world ruined by the batter. So, I was talking about body parts earlier on. I was talking about the names of the music. When the game over music is called Stay in Your Coma. I mentioned the symbolism of this music being used, about how the music it's used in is a movie about a dream. I believe that when the text says he created us, the cradle of our father, this is where our father was born, the mistranslated line, this is our father. I believe Hugo, the little boy, is a little child in the hospital for perhaps cancer. And he has written all those little journals that we saw, and he created these characters, the three guardians, mother, the batter. He created them to replace the parents that visited him in the hospital, the parents that don't pay attention to him anymore because he's sick. He's very ill. But he needs pills. He needs to take these pills. He thinks they'll make him better. He's told they'll make him better. But cancer, when you get chemotherapy for cancer, it damages your own body. It clears out the cancer, but it kills your own cells too. Which is sort of his idea of what the batter was doing, or it's sort of what the batter was doing, but it could be taken as what Hugo was thinking about, like his idea of what chemotherapy is. It turns him all white, makes him all pure, but it hurts him. And that's, I think... Oh. Here's the secret ending. Monkey ending. This is just 100% Silent Hill. This is the UFO ending. It's goofy, doesn't have anything to do with anything. But maybe it will lighten your day a little bit after that super heavy and depressing ending. The end. You can only get that if you choose to side with Judge. So I want to save that to the end and not ruin the dramatic ending of that. So, there are multiple things you could take away from this. I believe that the lesson was you could have stopped at any time. You didn't have to go through with finishing this game. You didn't have to take control of the batter and have him do this once you discovered he was doing the wrong thing. He was killing Hugo. But you did as a player. That's why it has you put in your name. That's why the judge addresses you directly. With background noise coming in. It's about time for everyone to wake up. With the judge addressing you directly, you could have stopped playing this game. You didn't have to complete it. And if you had, Hugo would still be alive at the end. Or at least not brain dead, which I think is what happens in the judge ending. And he completely dies from his treatment in the batter ending. So there are many ways things you could take away from this, but that's what I think anyway. I will have another video coming up in coming days to discuss more about this amazing RPGmaker game. But for now, I will say thank you for watching off. I will see you next time.